Today, we're going to talk about a very exciting and useful topic: system dynamics modeling. We'll cover everything from the definition of this modeling approach to its various applications in different fields. So, let's start with the basics. What is system dynamics modeling? Well, it's a method for understanding complex systems by modeling their interconnections and interdependencies. These models help us understand how different components of a system interact and drive the system's behavior over time. For example, we can use system dynamics modeling to understand how changes in a company's marketing budget affect its sales performance over time. Next, let's talk about how we can model dynamic behaviors in systems. Two popular methods are stock and flow diagrams and causal loop diagrams. Stock and flow diagrams show how the inputs and outputs of a system affect its behavior over time, while causal loop diagrams depict the feedback loops that drive the system's behavior. For example, a stock and flow diagram can help us understand how the flow of water into a reservoir affects its water level over time. Now, let's move on to the software tools available for system dynamics modeling. There are many different software tools available, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. These tools allow us to create dynamic models of systems and simulate and predict their behavior over time. Some popular software tools include Vensim, AnyLogic, and Stella. Once we have created our dynamic model, it is important to validate it to ensure that it accurately reflects the behavior of the system. There are various methods for validating dynamic models, such as sensitivity analysis and historical data testing. We want to be sure that our model is as accurate as possible so that it can inform decision-making and improve system performance. And then there is Bayes theory, a fundamental concept in probability and statistics. Imagine that we have an event that we want to predict, and we have some information B that can help us make our prediction. Bayes theory is all about updating our beliefs about A based on the evidence provided by B. To explain this concept further, let's start with a hypothetical scenario. Imagine that you have a bag of marbles that contains 20 blue marbles and 30 red marbles. Now, you draw one marble from the bag without looking, and you want to know the probability that it's a blue marble. Initially, the probability of drawing a blue marble is 20/50 or 0.4. But now, let's say that someone tells you that the marble you drew is not red. This new piece of evidence has changed the situation. Now, there are only 20 blue marbles and 29 red marbles left in the bag. Therefore, the probability of drawing a blue marble has increased to 20/49 or 0.408. This is the essence of Bayes theory. We start with our initial beliefs, or prior probabilities, and we update them based on new evidence to arrive at posterior probabilities that better reflect the reality. Bayes theory has numerous applications in various fields, including medical diagnosis, spam filtering, and even the search for extraterrestrial life. By updating our beliefs based on new evidence, we can make more accurate predictions and decisions. System dynamics modeling is a powerful tool for understanding complex systems and predicting their behavior over time. This approach combines data analysis with mathematical modeling to create simulations that can help decision makers in a variety of fields. Here are some examples of how system dynamics modeling can be applied to various systems. Environmental systems. System dynamics modeling can be used to understand and predict the behavior of complex environmental systems, such as ecosystems, weather patterns, and climate change. For example, a model could be created to predict the impact of carbon emissions on global temperatures over the next 50 years. The results of this simulation could be used to inform policy decisions related to climate change. Social systems. System dynamics modeling can also be applied to social systems, such as healthcare, education, and crime prevention. For instance, a model could be created to understand the factors that contribute to the spread of a disease, such as COVID-19. The results of this simulation could help healthcare professionals and policymakers make more informed decisions about how to contain and mitigate the spread of the disease. Economic systems. System dynamics modeling can also be used to analyze and predict the behavior of economic systems, such as markets, supply chains, and labor markets. For example, a model could be created to predict the impact of automation on the labor market over the next decade. The results of this simulation could be used to inform policy decisions related to job training and education. Organizational systems. System dynamics modeling can also be applied to organizational systems, such as businesses, nonprofits, and government agencies. For example, a model could be created to understand the factors that contribute to employee turnover within a company. The results of this simulation could help managers identify areas for improvement and make changes to improve employee satisfaction and retention. In conclusion, system dynamics modeling is a valuable tool for understanding and predicting the behavior of complex systems in a variety of fields. By using this approach, decision-makers can make more informed choices and improve performance in environmental, social, economic, and organizational systems. System dynamics modeling is like having a crystal ball for understanding complex systems. It helps us see the invisible interconnections and interdependencies between different system components, and how these interactions drive the system's behavior over time. With dynamic modeling, we can create stock and flow diagrams and causal loop diagrams, which are like roadmaps for understanding the system's feedback loops and how they drive its behavior over time. Of course, no crystal ball is perfect, and that's why we have dynamic modeling software tools. These tools are like GPS systems for our roadmaps, helping us simulate and predict the behavior of systems over time. However, just like a GPS, these tools have their strengths and weaknesses, and that's why we need dynamic model validation. We need to test and refine our models to ensure that they accurately reflect the behavior of systems over time. When it comes to applications, system dynamics modeling is like a Swiss Army knife. It can be used in environmental, social, economic, and organizational systems to inform decision-making and improve performance. With system dynamics modeling, we can make better predictions about climate change, disease spread, economic trends, and even employee turnover. So if you want to be a modern-day wizard, learn system dynamics modeling, and you'll be one step closer to mastering complex systems.